What's up, Tiger Gang? It's JT here from the Poco Moonshine family. This is another episode of Chatting with Carnivores. Today we got Cindy Demanch. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I've been waiting to talk to you. I watch your videos and they make me hungry seeing what you've eaten. I get really jealous. Um, but let's start out. Where are you from, Cindy, and where are you at now?
I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and lived there till the late 90s, and I moved up to New England.
New England. Okay.
Yes, and I was there till 2000, actually 2021. My husband and I bought a house here in Kentucky, but it's so beautiful up in up in New England. It's great. But yeah, we had lived up there for well, I lived up there since 97. I met my husband in 2003.
Yeah, you guys mentioned on a comment that you guys met on an app, like me and my wife.
We did. We met on a dating app. It was then called one-to-one-match.com, something that
Oh.
is taboo. But we both he subscribed so he could email me.
Oh,
I subscribed and immediately we unsubscribed to it. It
really?
was like
That's
we knew right away.
that's
And
amazing.
it was great. We met in October of '03. We got married February '04.
Wow.
So we'll be married well, we're almost married 20 years. This
20.
February will be 20 years.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Is are
That's
both
great.
you guys doing some carnivore meals together?
Yes, Brian is a type 1 diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So it has benefited him immensely. But I started keto in September of 2020. My
Okay.
sister had researched it for her daughter
Mm-hmm.
who had fatty liver disease, and they started in June. And we have a four-way sister chat that goes between that sister and two of our other sisters. And my sister Debbie, she just kept putting quips out there, like about keto and that. So
What's a
finally
quip?
in
What's a quip?
September, just little things about the way of eating, just what she was doing and
I
how
got
we should all get started and all this. And I said, I looked at my husband. I said, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna shut her up.
you.
So I'm gonna do this. And so I started the late September 2020, and I had gone to my doctor and I asked him for an A1C check because I had never had one done. I was 270 pounds, had no idea where I was, as far as numbers go. I know
Yeah.
my blood work always came back okay. And he did an A1C, and I went back a few weeks later and we had talked about it. And my A1C was at 5.8.
Mm.
But by that time, I had already lost 20 pounds. And my doctor's like, I'm not worried about you. You're doing the right thing. Just keep doing what you're doing. And within a few months, it was down to 5.4. So,
Wow.
I was good that way. So
Mm-hmm.
he's like, I'm not worried about you. Just do whatever. Now I have battled blood pressure, high blood pressure since I was a teenager. So I've
Mm.
been overweight most all of my life, adult life. And I just I would go to the doctor and he would say, and my blood pressure would be up. He said, are you not taking your medicine? I'm like, no. I was a dumb teenager, It was like one day he took my by the hair and just banged my head against the wall. He said, what is it going to take? You're going to hurt yourself. So anyway, yeah, that was funny. He was great. But fast
So,
forward
yeah.
2020, I started keto. And within 22 months, I had lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
I am off of blood pressure medication after 50 years of being on them.
Wow. Good for you.
My A1C, and I just had it checked a couple months ago, is 5.1. And I have lymphedema in both of my legs,
Mm-hmm.
primary and secondary. I feel that this way of eating is controlling that so that they're not swollen like if you see pictures of people with lymphedema.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's usually one side or the other, and the leg would be really swollen. I really feel that this way of eating helps that. And it's crazy. But they're
22
just,
Cat says, "Hey Cindy."
hi, Lynn.
Yeah, we're listening to Cindy's story right now.
So yeah, it was, there's just been so many health benefits
Mm.
that I would never go back to the sad way of eating. Never in a million years.
So what are
Not
some personal benefits you've experienced? Because now you guys, she does eat some carnivore meals, but she's not full blown carnivore. Could you explain to us how you eat in a week,
I
Cindy?
can. Most all of our meals, mine and my husband's, are meat based.
Hmm.
He will have a little more vegetable than I will, but if I want a salad, I eat a salad. Um, Eggs, obviously, bacon, all that kind of thing. We do intermittent fast every day. So after dinner till probably 2 in the afternoon. And that's just something because neither one of us are hungry in the mornings. So we
Hmm.
never eat early, rarely, I should say. And, it just, like I said, anything meat based, chicken, fish, of course. We love going to Red Lobsters. They have unlimited shrimp for $20. It's
I
like,
did see that video of
yay!
yours. It was a big thing
Absolutely.
of shrimp.
We have pretty much. And we go there at least once a week. And our waiter is so great. He's like, I know, no bread, and I do drink diet soda. He said, diets, and we'll get loaded broccoli.
Mm.
Half of the time, I'll pass that on to my husband and I'll eat the shrimp. So, but I also do like and will use keto chow and unfortunately chalk zero because that's my downfall. I love it. And
What is that? I never heard of that, Cindy.
it is a chocolate
Oh,
that is sweetened with like stevia or sucralose or what have you. And I've been a chocoholic most of my life. So,
me too.
but I have used this all along. I have lost the 100 pounds. I'd still like to lose about 20 more, but if I don't, I know I'm way healthier than I was before I started. And, I, like I said, I would never go back. It's, it's just, no, not going to do it.
So you're feeling better, right? You would
Absolutely.
and you wouldn't trade that for nothing
Oh, no, no.
sometimes. Yeah.
That's what the ketogenic way of eating is about, is getting healthy and feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
The number on a scale does not matter.
Yeah. That's
It's a
just a
matter
Benny
of
bonus, right?
your gut health and getting healthy. That absolutely hands down.
Yeah, I had
Those
bad
are
gut
the
health.
main benefits.
I had
The non-scale
IBS and
victories
everything.
are fantastic.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, I go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week.
Really?
I walk every day that I'm not in the gym. When
Wow.
I'm there, I'm on the treadmill and doing other weight training. And right now, we're working with a trainer. My husband and I are with working on upper body, lower body, core,
Wow.
and I'm 65 years old.
You're killing it, Cindy.
I would never have been able to do this in my 30s, 40s. I feel way better than I did then,
Yeah.
for
That's
sure.
that's amazing. I'm telling you. Don't you wish you would have been on it years ago?
Yes. I wish I would have listened to my sister years ago when she said you need to eat better.
Yeah, I've been told a lot too, but until you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're not going to make that decision to change anything. You got to
Right.
hit rock bottom and say, I am sick of this.
Right. Well, I
Donna
raised
says,
my
hey,
two
Cindy.
sons. Hi, Donna. I raised my two sons primarily alone.
Oh,
Their
really?
father left us when they were very young, and then I remarried, and that didn't go well. My husband now, he's my third husband, and it's fantastic. He's just the greatest person.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
Judy
yes.
says February is our anniversary as well.
February what, Judy?
Yeah, let us know, Judy. Put her on the spot, Cindy.
I am.
Former
Hi,
fat girl.
Nicole.
Hey, hey, good evening. Yeah, it feels good to be formerly fat, don't it? And if we're still in the I still got a lot of belly weight to lose, man. So I'm still in my mind, do you feel like you're still kind of that big person inside sometimes, Cindy, even though you've lost
Sometimes,
all the weight?
sometimes I really feel good, unless I'm standing in front of a mirror in my birthday suit. Then it's like, no,
Yeah, me
no,
too. That's when I noticed. I said, I still got some work to do. But when my clothes are on, I say, man, I'm doing pretty good, you know?
right, exactly.
Oh, you're
But
funny.
it's good. It's good. She's
Donna, LOL, she finally got me to start keto too. Cindy, I was hard headed.
This is a friend of my sister's.
Oh, okay. How you
Yes,
doing? It's a small world out here, isn't it?
yes. And this is my sister.
Deb Riley. Okay, this is your sister?
Yes.
She says you're amazing. What a nice
So
sister.
are you, Debbie. So are
Wow.
you.
You guys are, I'm telling you, that is so sweet. Donna, my BP has been phenomenal since starting keto several months ago. What's BP?
Blood pressure.
Oh, blood pressure. Okay. Yeah, I'm still wet behind the ears, Cindy. Gotta drive. You
You're
gotta
still
dry me
young.
off. Yeah, I gotta dry me off. 22 cat.
Shock zero
Doc
equals heaven.
zero
That's
heaven.
right, Lynn.
Yeah,
That's my heaven that I need to get a grip on.
do you do coffee, Cindy?
No.
No, because I
No.
know a
I've
lot of.
tried so many different ways to drink coffee and like it, and it's like, oh
I
no.
never liked it either. We are
It's
clear
Diet
coffee
Pepsi for
twins.
me. It's like
Really? That's
I
what my cousin loves. Diet Pepsi. No
you
Diet
know,
Coke. It's got to be Diet Pepsi, or else he'll
and I
throw it at the wall.
now if it's fountain, it's Diet Coke.
Oh, okay,
If
okay.
it's bottle or can, it's Diet Pepsi. But I'll tell you, I know everybody says you got to get rid of the soda, you got to do this, do this. I never gave it up.
No.
And I dropped the 100 pounds.
Wow.
Everything else was intact. Everything else was great. I feel great. Yeah, I've cut back on it lately, but I have never given it up.
You
And
know, whatever works for you. We're all different, right, Cindy?
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly.
No, we ain't hating out here. We're congratulating.
No.
Donna, my chalk zero came completely melted. Oh no, 3 packs. 3 packs of them melted. The wonderful company reimbursed me all my money. I'll buy again when it cools down. Yeah, just
Yep.
throw them in the freezer, and try to get them frozen again.
Oh, it's tough, but that's a great company though.
Judy, oh, I'm a chocoholic. Oh
See,
man.
I'm bringing up all the bad stuff in.
Yeah, you are really throwing the temptation in there tonight, Cindy. 22 cat. That's great customer service. Yeah, that is. Oh, we got John here too. Hello, John. He says, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, Judy says February 7th,
Mine is the
Cindy.
19th.
19th. Wow.
Yes.
Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto. I like that
Hey,
name.
Sana.
Oh, you know her?
She's the one that we are doing lives together.
Oh, okay. Nice to
Yes.
meet you. She was mentioning you before the stream. Cindy
Yeah.
was mentioning you.
And we're having fun with it. It's great.
Yeah, that's life is too short to have anything else but fun. I'm telling you.
That's
It
right.
literally says on my channel, if it's not fun, I won't do it. I swear, I'll refuse.
Yeah.
So
If it
Cindy
if
looked
it
like a lot
can't
of fun.
be
I said she's coming on.
well, thank you. If
Yeah.
you can't keep it light, it's not
Yeah.
worth doing
Yeah.
because
No.
I don't like I was telling you earlier, I won't get into the camaraderie and the negativity that's in the community. It's not right.
Right.
It's just not right.
Just I'm here to spread stories and help people get info that they might not be hearing on cable news and stuff that'll help them, instead of
Oh yeah.
all that other nonsense out there that's floating around. 22K. Hi, Sana. Did I say that right?
Sauna, yep.
Hey, Sana. Fancy seeing you here. If you guys have any questions for Cindy, make sure you put a Q in front of it because I'll be asking her my own questions too. But I do want to it just helps me notice that it's a question if you put a Q in front of it. So let's hear. So what specific health issues brought you to changing up your diet, Cindy?
Well, like I said, I was way overweight completely. My blood pressure issues for 50 years on medications, and I mean it was controlled with the medicine, but I didn't want to continue taking it.
Yeah, no.
And like I said, I have lymphedema, primary and secondary, in both of my legs. I've had both of my knees replaced.
Really?
I had one done in 2014, which went well, and then I had my left one done in 2017. It got infected.
Mm.
I wound up with 2 different infections, one being a staph infection that can kill you.
Oh,
So I went through 9 months of antibiotics. That 6 weeks of IV antibiotics that I was doing at home, and then 8 months of oral antibiotics. That's brutal.
that is.
It's just brutal.
Has
But
has any of those things improved
oh
with your
yes,
diet
yes. Like
change?
I said, I'm walking. I'm going to the gym. I got down on the floor the other day and actually did a plank.
How are your knees feeling with those two new knee
They're
replacements?
great now. They're good.
That's
You
awesome.
know, everything's good. If I had followed this, if I had done this years ago, I may not have needed those.
Yeah. But
And
hindsight's always 2020, right?
right,
It's
like
always 2020.
2007, I had gastric bypass,
Really?
and that did a number on me.
Wow.
But they don't tell you. Well, they tell you to go after the bypass surgery. Stay away from white bread. Eat the dark bread. Stay away from white potatoes. Eat sweet potatoes. Get rid of the white rice. Eat brown rice. All the stuff that still has carbs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I lost considerable weight because now my stomach's the size of a golf ball. So you can only fit so much in it. Over time, it expanded. But what they don't tell you is the side effects that can happen.
Mm.
And I developed hypoglycemic episodes anytime I would eat anything a little bit carby.
And what's that like for someone who does like I don't know. So what?
Hypoglycemia is low blood sugar.
Mm.
I wasn't diabetic, and other than the 5.8, which they say is pre-diabetic A1C, never diagnosed with anything like that. This, I even self-diagnosed. I looked it up, like after gastric bypass, low blood sugars, and I found this blog where many people have had this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Some had brain damage because of it. Because when
Really?
you have low blood sugar, it really affects your brain and everything. Some people have had to have their pancreas removed
Wow.
because of it. I mean, there were so many drastic things. So when I went to my doctor, I said, I think I have this. And he had to look it up because he had no idea. And
Really?
he says, I think you're right. And then my subsequent visits to the doctor, he said, with that, when you brought me that information, he said, you have let me help so many people because there were so many people with this issue coming in.
Mm.
But they never told you this kind of stuff. So anyway, I was almost 300 pounds when I had the surgery,
Wow.
and I lost about 90. Well, then,
What was your
and I,
highest weight, Cindy?
um, as far as I know, close to 300.
Yeah.
And right now I'm at 168. I'll
You
take
are
it.
just
I
yeah,
will
that's
take
amazing.
it. So
Wow.
when I started putting on the weight,
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating the whole grain pasta, the brown rice, everything they told me to switch to,
Mm-hmm.
and the weight starts creeping up. Plus, I was reincorporating chocolate because it didn't make me sick, and that's my thing.
You and that chocolate girl.
I'm telling you. And so it was like they don't tell you this stuff. They tell you what you should start eating. Well, it's all carby crap. So I'm like, all right, something's got to give.
Yeah.
So thanks to Debbie, when I started keto, I just felt almost instantly so much better. And then I just kind of went from keto to more ketovore, which is where I like to stay, as I do incorporate the other things.
Mm-hmm.
But mealtime, it's usually a New York strip or a ribeye or some ground beef or something. There's nothing for me to make a scramble of ground beef and eggs and cheese for breakfast
Mm-hmm.
or break fast because we don't eat
Break
breakfast per
fast.
se. Break
Right.
fast.
Mm-hmm.
And, and my husband, I mean, he's thriving because of it with his type 1 diabetes. He's like, his A1C is better than it's ever been.
Wow.
So, that in itself is like, he's my why to keep going.
That's great. That's
And
great. You
he's
know what your why is. Some people don't.
absolutely, absolutely. My health, yes.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has other issues, and he's had to give up driving. He has a movement disorder,
Mm-hmm.
and he loves driving. So there's that taken away from him,
Mm.
and this other stuff. And I'm trying hard to get him on my channel to tell his story. But one of these days,
Give him time. Keep
one
beating
of
your
these
drum, and
days.
then you look behind you, and he's dancing to your drum. So just keep on beating your drum,
No, but
Cindy.
he's doing good. I mean, he's really doing good. His blood sugars, like I said, they're pretty steady.
That's
They
great.
used to be these highs and lows and highs and lows. But he started on keto probably a couple weeks after I did because he was seeing the success I was already having
Mm-hmm. He says,
and
"I
how
want
I
some of
was
that."
feeling better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my
So
wife
yeah.
did. I was on day like 24, I think, before she was like, "All right, I can't watch you anymore. Just keep getting all these like I'm joining the club. Like, come on, there's enough room here for everybody. Hop on in."
Well, it was
It's,
crazy because when I started, we were living in New Hampshire,
mm-hmm,
and my son and his kids lived with us.
mm-hmm.
None of them were keto. I did the grocery shopping. I did the cooking. They wanted potatoes. I made them potatoes. If they wanted rice, I made them rice. I didn't have to eat it. It did
Yeah.
not bother me. And at first, I was the only one doing it in my house.
Wow.
And I was cool with that. I made the protein that I was going to eat for everybody. If they didn't like it, they weren't hungry. But the side dishes, if it was a broccoli casserole, I'd eat that.
Yeah.
But any starches or anything like that, they ate them, and I ate what I ate. I see a lot of people saying it's really hard when you're alone in the house, the only one doing it. It's all mindset.
Yep.
You got to
You're
get your
right,
mind
Cindy.
in the right place,
Mm-hmm.
and it's easy.
Yeah.
If you've got that, if you've got your why in place,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got your goals in place, that's what it takes.
That's gonna help you make those better decisions.
That's
Say
right.
no, I don't want that today. Let's
Yep.
just get through a couple comments before we get too far behind. Miss
Sure.
Perfectly, hey Lynn, Judy, hi Miss Perfectly. Everybody's saying hello. If you guys got a question for Cindy, put it in there with the Q in front of it. Okay, it really helps me out. Lucia, how you doing, Lucia? I love saying her name, Cindy. She's usually in my stream. I just love
That's a
saying that
pretty
name.
name.
Yeah, it's an awesome
Hello.
name. Judy, hello everybody. Hey everyone. Crafty and
That's
carnivores.
Hyla.
Who is that?
Hyla.
Hyla. Oh,
Hyla. Hyla.
hey, Hyla. Hey, I like that name.
Yes, I
That's a
do
cool
too.
name. Hey Judy. Hey Crafty. Oh, here we go. We got a question, Cindy. Cindy, are you any closer to talking Brian into telling his story? It's a great story he has to tell. Yeah, we were
That's
just
what I
mentioning
was
that.
just saying. I'm trying, Lynn. I am trying.
Yeah, I best thing you can do out here is just be a good example for people,
Mhm.
because whether it's your neighbors, your coworkers, your friends, your family, they might not say it, but they're watching and they're taking notes, and they might be doing it very quietly, but then all of a sudden you notice like, hey, they're dancing to my drummer too. But she's working on it. Give her some time. Good on you, Cindy. Crazy
Thank
Cindy.
you.
Yes, yeah, she's doing great, man. Would you say over 100 pounds, Cindy? You're
Yeah,
down?
from my highest ever, about 122, 132 pounds.
Wow, you guys, I'm telling
122.
you, if anybody's got the ticket, it's Cindy here. Good evening from Oregon. How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, hey, Keto Vorgonian is. Did I say that right? Vorgonian. Long
I
time no see.
guess.
Stop by to give you a thumbs up. Thank you. Yeah, when you guys please thumbs up Cindy's story here, because that helps her story get out there, and it can reach people and they can relate to Cindy and say, okay, maybe I don't have to cut out everything. Maybe I can still get my results and keep a few fun things here and there like Cindy. LOL, just a few hours, eh? So true, Cindy. Crafty and Carnivore, so true, Cindy. Need the right mindset. Yeah,
Yeah,
mindset is key. Like,
it
do you feel
is.
like your mental health is better since your diet changed, Cindy?
Overall, I really never had a problem with that.
No,
I was too
that's
busy
great.
taking care of my family to even dwell on me.
Hmm.
So it was like the only time I really had any bouts of depression is when my first husband left me when my boys were little and I didn't have anything. That was probably the hardest time in my life.
I can
But
imagine.
you do
What
what you
what
got to
helped
do.
you
And
in
I
that
had two
time?
kids.
Yeah, what
It's
helped
my
you in that
family,
time? Your
my
family?
family.
Okay.
Yes, big
Yeah, because
time.
there's other people that might be in the same situation, and they want to know what helped you climb out of that
Right.
darkness.
Definitely family.
Charger Mopar. Yeah, this guy's been carnivore for 40 years. Rick, how you
Wow,
doing, Rick?
40 years.
Yeah, he started in I think 86 or 87, Rick, out of protest because the government said not to eat meat. He says, then I'll do exactly opposite of what they said. I love
Wow.
his story, and he's gonna be on here in a couple days sharing his story. Man, Rick,
Nice.
Rick is an
Yeah, I've
awesome,
seen him in some of the other chats and yeah.
very, very nice guy. Donna, the joy to keto is stepping on the scale once or twice a month and seeing 2 or 3 pounds gone. Yeah, do you feel, Cindy, like when the scale goes down that it's like a dopamine rush, like
I've
a
been, like I said, I've been at this level for almost a year now. So I've
mm-hmm.
maintained it for this long. So it's like up a pound, down a pound, up a couple, down a couple. It's like that little bumpy roller coaster. So, I've gotten to the point where it's great when it goes down, but it's okay either
Mm-hmm.
way. But
Because you're
Donna,
feeling
all I
good.
can say to you is the scale is one thing, but it's how you feel and how your health is that is the main thing.
Yeah, she's right,
It's great
guys.
to see the pounds lost on the scale, but how you feel and how your insides are healing
Mm.
is the most important thing that you should be concerned about.
Do you use any measuring tape, Cindy, or do you just
I
use the
do. I
scale?
do once in a great while. I
Yeah, I
measure.
do
Yep.
too. Because
The
sometimes my
last
weight will
time,
go up, but my actually belly fat went down an inch. I'm like, well, I'm glad I measured because you would look at the scale and think, man, I'm going reverse.
yeah, I one time calculated that total inches lost. This was a long time ago when I figured it out. It was like 75 inches total everywhere.
Wow, that's another
But
person, right?
that's been maintained for quite a while too.
That's great. Yeah, you guys, she's got. Make sure you ask her a question while she's here live in the flesh because she's got a lot of good tips. She's got the answers. Just look at her. She's down over 100 pounds. She's glowing. She's just killing it, guys.
And I'm old.
Hey, you don't look old though, Cindy. You really
Thank you.
don't. You really
Thank
don't.
you.
It's really just a number. Like you said, if you got the right mindset, that thing just becomes a number, just like that scale, right? It's just a
Yeah, that's
number,
right.
right? You go
That's
by how
right.
you feel. Like who cares how old we are?
Like I
Or
said, I feel better than I did in my 30s. And
that's all that matters. And
yep,
maybe you were older then, and you're younger now.
I'm
You
sure
just
I was.
yeah, I'm telling you, it's really how you look at it. It's the
Yep.
mindset, like you said. I love that. Perfect pronunciation. Okay, good. Yeah, I hate like butchering people's names on here and getting it wrong. So yeah, it's a clever name, Crafty and Carnivore. He Keto Vargonian. I do like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, Rick. 1983 he started. I'm sorry, Rick, man. Holy crap.
That's 40 years.
Yes, I'm telling you, and
Wow.
Rick looks great. You know what I'm saying? He's like you. He's maintained a certain body weight for I'm sure a long time now, right, Rick? Rick, put in the comments how much do you weigh after 40 years of eating meat only? Just for people to know. I only wish I knew about keto carnivore 40 years ago. That's awesome. Yeah, Rick has been living that life, man. He's been feeling good. I'm sure more than he's felt bad for years.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, 22 Q Cat, her name is Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
She looks good. I've
Yeah,
met her at an indie meetup.
really.
She looks great.
I can see
Yes.
just from the profile picture, she's looking good. Got the curly
Yes.
hair and everything.
She looks great.
Let it bounce. Donna, I agreed. I'm 76 and feel great. Man, I'm telling you,
That's
that's
what
why I love
matters.
sharing these stories, man. Everybody just gets so hyped up on everybody else's success. There's nothing wrong with watching Dr. Barry and Anthony Chafee, but, when we see Cindy come on here and she just knocks down a brick wall, I mean, I'm telling you, that hypes us up, Cindy. It really does. So amazing. It is. Keto Vorgonian. I'll read over here. It just came to me out of the blue when I decided to start telling my story. Thanks. Yeah, I think everybody should be out here telling their story. Let me get another question for you.
Sure.
What's your favorite carnivore meal? Meat meal.
Steak and eggs.
Steak and eggs. Ooh.
Steak and eggs. All the way, all day long.
How do you like
That's my
your
favorite.
eggs, Cindy?
Over easy.
Over easy?
As long
Okay.
as the white is done and the yellow is runny, that's yes. I
Really?
like eggs almost anyway, but that's my favorite. And Deb, you're right, because you've always been in really good shape.
Yeah,
She's
you're not old unless you think you are.
this woman,
Mm-hmm.
I've always looked up to her. She has never been on any medications. And if I tell her age, I'm going to be in trouble, but I'm not going to do that. But she's great. She's always done whole foods, whether it was vegetables or fruit or
Meat,
whatever,
yeah.
ever since she was young. She's always been in the best shape that I've in our family of anybody.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah,
Shout out to Deb.
she's great.
She's killing it too. 22 Cat question. How are those planks going, Cindy? I'm just teasing you because I haven't done that first one. Way to go. I don't even do planks. Like, she's working out in the gym more than I am. So let
Now
us
I'm
know.
telling you, this was a joke because I told my husband, I said, do a plank, and he's like, so he tried it. Now, like I said, he has a movement disorder, so it's a little tough, but he did one, and I said, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I've never tried one, never ever. And I got down there, I did it for like a couple seconds, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this again. And another couple seconds, that was it. Didn't get back down there to do them again. So that, but I know I can, and
Mhm.
I could build up to it the longer. It's something that I would never have been able to do. And then one day at the gym, we were working on stretching,
Mhm.
and our trainer is this girl, and she says, "Now watch this." And she's hanging from the bar, and she's like this far from the ground, and then it gets your feet just, it's like you're stretching your whole body out.
Yeah.
So I got up there and I hung up there for a couple seconds, maybe, maybe about a minute, if that. But that was something different too. You got to
Mhm.
just try new things, and that was pretty cool.
When you work out, Cindy, do you listen to any music?
Sometimes,
What do you
most of
listen
the time,
to?
I'm listening to I listen to country music. I
Yeah, what type of
mean,
country? Who do you listen to?
um, Blake Shelton,
Oh, okay.
Martina McBride, the older ones,
Mhm.
the older group.
I like listening to Willie Nelson once in a while. He's
Now I don't go that old,
no,
but yeah.
I love Willie. I love Willie. Yeah, Alan Jackson too. I
Oh
went. That was my
yes,
first country concert. My parents took me to that, and oh boy, that concert was crazy.
I
Especially
like
when
him.
a little bitty house and the itty bitty car. When he
Yeah,
started singing that, people went nuts.
yeah,
Cindy.
he was good.
Mm-hmm. I
Hi,
haven't seen him for a
Brenda.
minute though. How you doing, Brenda? Hello from Kentucky. Yeah, shout out to Kentucky. Everybody in
That's
Kentucky.
right. That's where I
Rick, he
am.
says he's 6'6". Wow, man, you're way taller than I thought you were. Holy crap, man! And 190 pounds. Good for you,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, Rick, that's way. Man, you're always sitting down though, so I suppose I've never see you stand up yet. Not doing bad for a 55-year-old. I was the same height and weight at age 25. Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you, Rick has got a great story. Rick, I cannot wait to get you on here. Former fat girl, Keto Vorgonian. I just subbed your channel. Yeah. Oh yeah. Reminds me. Let me pull up your channel here, Cindy.
Okay.
I hit this button and share my screen here. Boom, and boom. You guys, make sure you go subscribe to Cindy's channel as well. It's right here, and then I also have her handle in there. It says I'm not subscribed, but I am. I'm just not signed in, Cindy. Okay, so don't beat me up after the stream. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
oh,
video
I did.
was
I did
that
see this though. You got these cool cardboard cutouts.
that was when I went to Texas for a weekend just a couple weekends ago to visit a friend of mine.
Oh yeah. Okay, so they're not
And
your.
Fort Worth is all cowboys and
Mm.
longhorns, and that was a fun video to do.
What's
That
your
was great.
favorite cowboy, Cindy?
Oh
Who's your
man,
favorite?
we used to have to watch westerns when I was a kid with my dad.
I watched John Wayne. My parents loved the Western Channel. It was
It
always
was
on.
like I don't know that I had a favorite.
No.
I got so tired of having to watch them that it was like,
Yeah, for me it was like John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. He put out some good ones.
right.
My
But
favorite.
this video that shows on your homepage,
Yeah, this one right here.
yes, that was I got all the information from all my family members. That's the same shirt I have on now. But that was I got all my sister Debbie, my husband, and my three nieces were all doing keto,
Wow,
and we've all had success. And I gathered up everybody's stories and put it in that video
that's
with
awesome. That's a
before and
great idea.
after pictures. And then I at the end I did total weight loss for the family, which was over 300 pounds total.
Wow, honestly, I think more families should work on their health together. Instead of just spending time with each other, and talking to each other, we
Mhm.
should really connect with each other more and also support each other on our health journeys.
Right.
Instead of just always coming together when someone's sick in the hospital. Like, why can't we come together before that? You guys are so cute in this photo, Cindy. I love that.
But
Let's
it
get
was great. And it's like 65. That's it.
you're
65.
65, Cindy?
65.
Yep, she's yeah, if you missed her age, Cindy's 65 and she doesn't look like it. She doesn't feel like it. She's just out here living her best life. 22. Aw, Cindy, that's so sweet. Thank you for the kind words. She's a nice
You're
person.
welcome.
Cindy really is. That's why I had her on here. I don't have I don't want anybody on here that's not a positive person. Cindy is a positive person. Former fat girl. Hey Brenda, long time no chat. Okay, we got a question here. Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto. Question, JT, what's your channel name, please? I'd love to show you support. It's the Poco Moonshine family here. I can pull it up for a second here. Right here, it says the Poco Moonshine family at the bottom. And you can find Cindy's channel too by typing in her name.
Oh,
How
she's
do you say
on
your
mine.
Yep, yep.
She's got mine.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you guys subscribe to both channels because I love Cindy's videos. She shows what she eats, and I'm telling you, it makes me hungry when I watch it. Crafty and Carnivores. Good night. Good night
Good
to
night,
you.
Hyla.
Thanks, Nicole. Yeah, have a wonderful evening, friend Hyla. Yep. Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of comments here. Jeez, we're falling behind here, Cindy.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
No, you're okay. You're here to talk. I love steak and eggs too. Dip the steak in the yolks. Is that what you do,
Yes.
Cindy?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh man, I tell you, because I've seen my grandfather dip his toast in the yolk, so I wonder, you can dip the steak in there too, right?
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Luke Nelson is awesome. Willie's son. Okay, I've never checked him out yet. Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto. Judy, that's my favorite sauce. What sauce we talking about now?
Probably the egg yolk.
Oh, okay, the egg yolk. I got you. Oh, you met Roy Rogers in high school. Have you met any cowboys, Cindy?
No, just the
No.
cardboard ones.
Oh man, nothing wrong with that. I do have some more questions for you though.
Sure.
Are you snoring at all? I know it's a funny
My
question.
husband said no.
Wow. What about
He
him?
said
Is
I
he
do not.
snoring?
My husband does like a banshee, but I do not.
Put him on blast, Cindy. Oh, that's funny. But at least you're not. Perfect. Thanks. Yeah, no
That's
problem.
right.
I tell on myself I'm 68 and a half. And last week I hiked to the top of Mount, I don't know,
Pisgah
Pisgah. Okay. In
in
North
North
Carolina,
Carolina.
as well as two other lesser mountain hikes.
Age Slage.
Age Schlage. Oh, okay. I'm telling you, I'm still wet behind the ear. Luckily, I got Cindy here. She's just drying me
See, I
off
was
tonight.
gonna say that's my older sister, but if I would say that, she'd be mad at me. So she just ratted herself out. So I'm
Oh,
good.
yeah. It's better when someone else that let them do
That's
it.
right.
I used to love eating at Roy Rogers growing up. Oh, was that like a restaurant or something? Do you have a restaurant?
Roy Rogers, absolutely.
Yeah,
Best fried chicken. It
really.
was great.
What state was that in?
I They used to have them in Cincinnati. I don't know about where Nicole got it, but yeah, they had good food. Good
Yeah,
fried chicken.
good fried chicken. Huh.
Fried breaded chicken.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those carbs.
Yeah.
Um, so what does your doctor say, Cindy, about your diet?
Well, see, I changed doctors because we moved from New Hampshire to Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And before we were moving, this is a funny story. Before we were moving, my husband started researching online primary care doctors,
Mm-hmm.
and he found our doctor, and he had 5 stars and the whole bit, and he had a lot of good reviews. So I went ahead and scheduled us an appointment for a few days after we had bought our house,
Mm-hmm.
before after we closed on the house. So we go to the doctor, and they wouldn't see us together because they were initial new patient visits. But I went in with him. His appointment was one day, mine was the next. This doctor looks in his throat and he says, "You have sleep apnea."
Mm.
I'm like, "How can you tell that just by looking in somebody's throat? Not asking any questions. Does he snore? Does he stop breathing? Does anything? Just looking in his throat."
Hmm.
Well, it really aggravated us. I'm like, "That's just sounds so lame to
Yeah.
do it that way."
Does he stop breathing at night at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
I
has a
I
sleep
did
study
too.
coming up.
Okay.
He has
I
an
almost
appointment with
died
it.
from sleep apnea. I refused to get the machine, and I had 3 times where I just couldn't wake my lungs up, Cindy. So it is a very scary thing. And that third time, I almost didn't breathe anymore. So
Well, here's the crazy thing. We both just recently have done a home sleep study.
mm-hmm.
And mine came back that I have mild sleep apnea. And he's sending me to a pulmonologist.
Hmm.
My husband's, he hasn't even told me he got any results from the doctor's office, but he has to go to a neurology sleep study, sleep center.
Mm-hmm.
So those are coming up in September. But I'm like, I don't snore. What are you talking about? I don't find, I don't. But we'll see what's going on. I don't know. But I feel good.
How's your
I
sleep?
sleep good.
Yeah, your sleep's
I
good.
sleep about 8 hours a night.
Wow.
I, most often. Sometimes I have a little trouble sleeping, but I think it's my fault from having too much Diet Pepsi before I go to bed.
Mm.
Too much caffeine. But it's it. I never really feel tired during the day. I don't feel sluggish. I'm like, when I get up, there's times where I've gotten out and taken a walk before anything. I just get up, get dressed, go.
Wow. Do you take
And
electrolytes, Cindy?
rarely. I
I
need
don't take
to.
them much either.
I need to because I do get cramps.
Do you?
My feet and
Hmm.
my legs will cramp up. And that could also have something to do with the lymphedema because that's all blood flow through the legs and with
Yeah.
your lymphatic system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I should. But
Well, we
I
could.
have them. I have plenty of them in the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, if you know your body though, Cindy. Like
Yes.
you'll know when you need it.
Yep.
Cindy, you truly are a great cook and truly amazing. Much loved you. She really is, man. She makes me
These
hungry as
are
hell.
This is James or Emily. I'm not sure which one it is from Ready Set Keto. These are the people I met today for lunch.
Oh, okay. How
And
you
they are
guys
the
doing?
most fun, fantastic people.
She was talking about you guys before the stream. She really likes you guys and she enjoys your company. So makes you guys have some more lunches
Definitely.
together, right?
Oh, yeah.
Brenda, within 3 weeks, hubby and I stopped snoring after 3 weeks ketovore, 2 years now. Yeah, that's amazing. When my wife started carnivore, she stopped snoring after 3 days.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. And we were both snorers, so I don't know how long I took, but when I saw her start the diet, I purposely was watching to see what the snoring did. And man, she sleeps so quiet now. And before, I love her, but it was kind of loud.
Well, let me tell you, that's my husband inside and
Really?
out. It's like, and he eats what I eat. And man, I'm telling you, I told him he's going to hit the spare bedroom soon because
Yeah, say you go sleep with the dog, man.
you got to get out.
If you guys have a question for Cindy while she's here, make sure you put it in here because it's not just me who gets access to her. I want to make sure you guys can ask her any question, um, anything you think she can give you a tip on. Thank you for the sub, Judy. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys. I want
Mhm.
to pull up your channel one more time here, Cindy.
Okay.
Hit this button and boom. You guys go subscribe to Cindy. Look how cute her and her husband are. Look at that, man. They are so
That
cute.
was at our daughter's wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your husband's name?
Brian.
Brian. Brian, he looks very handsome there. He's just very happy, I could tell. That's a great photo. Yeah,
Thank
make sure you
you.
guys go subscribe. I'm telling you. Oh, yeah, I did watch this. I watched that too. I watch a bunch of your videos and it you're fun, and you keep it real. Like if you're
That's the
whatever
only
you're
way to
eating,
be.
yeah, exactly. Whatever you're eating, no one's perfect, so it's like why try to act like, you're doing every dang thing right.
Exactly. You
Right.
can't. It's like I've told my sister, I've told my husband. We went to the Kentucky State Fair Tuesday. And if
How was
there's
that?
anything, oh, I loved it. But if there's anything that I will go off plan for, it's for the fried dough, funnel cake, whatever you want to call it.
Elephant ears? I like those
There
too.
you go. But they had those. We got the funnel cake.
Mm.
If there's anything I will go off plan for ever, it's those. And I
For
don't
me, it was
care.
almost the buttered popcorn at the zoo. They had a popcorn wagon,
Yep.
this beautiful red wagon with the big wheels, and they're serving popcorn out of it. And as soon as that smell hit me, I started speed walking away. I said,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. It was bringing back all these memories, like
Yeah.
movie theater, and oh my
So,
gosh, it
so
just
we're at
smells.
the fair and they had a big food court inside the fair, inside the tents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we bought a a ribeye sandwich without the bun, and it had cheese and it had a little sautéed onion.
Mm.
And then I told my husband, "Now go get me the funnel cake." I ate my protein now
Well, and
because
the
I'm
state
like,
fair doesn't happen all year long. It's like once a year. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. That's why I said, thank goodness I don't go to too many fairs because that is the one thing that I will not pass by because
no, I don't
they are
blame
just
you.
ridiculously good. But
um, what would
you
you
know,
say to someone who's nervous about starting keto or carnivore?
I would say first start keto before you just jump into carnivore and keep it simple. Don't
Mm-hmm.
overthink it. I mean, when I started, honestly, it was like hard boiled eggs, lunch meat, cheese, pickles, you know, celery, anything like that. That I could just make it like a little charcuterie plate. And that's how I started. Those were my first meals most every day. And then, find out what works for you because we're not the same.
Mm-hmm.
And some people may like just meat. Some people might just want beef and salt, like the lion diet.
Mm-hmm.
That's not for everybody. I
Right.
could never do that. Maybe for a day I could do that.
That's like the black belt.
That's like one day.
Yeah, and carnivore is like a brown belt, and I feel like keto is kind of like the yellow belt. You got like it's all on how serious you really want to kind of
Mhm.
take it.
And then you got ketovore right there. It's
Yeah.
like
Yep. That's true.
just one step down from carnivore because you like the vegetables or you like the other stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
you're primarily meat based.
Yeah.
And that's where I kind of put myself. If I want a salad, I'm going to eat a salad. If I want any vegetables, I'm going to eat a few. And I don't even eat many because I don't like the way I feel afterward.
Mm.
But now sweets is a whole different thing.
That chocolate, right?
That Chalk Zero is like, woo,
Yeah, I've
it's
never heard of
good.
that till tonight. Now you got me.
That
Um,
stuff is good.
yeah, Chalk Zero. Never heard that one, but I'll definitely look it up though. What are what are three good tips you could give your fellow ketovores, ketos, and carnivores, all of us out here? What are three good tips you could give us, Cindy, that
Other
help
than what
you
I
out?
just said, to keep
Yeah.
it simple, um, have the right mindset for sure.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely know your why for doing it, because that's not good. That will never fail you.
Mhm.
And just have fun, because it it's life is way too short.
Mhm.
Now I've had tests lately. I had one last year and I have one this year. It's a cardiac artery calcium test.
Mhm.
And most people have numbers of 0 or 100 for their calcium buildup in their arteries to their heart.
Okay.
My first one was 5,552.
You're kidding me, Cindy.
No. And, it put me in a 95 percentile of having a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
So I,
How do you
I,
get past that mentally? How do you not let
it was
that bother
hard.
you?
I was really stressed and
I can
crying a
imagine.
lot,
Yeah. How
crying,
did you
scared to
yeah.
death. So I had gone on a live that Dr. Barry had with Dr. Ovadia, who is a heart surgeon.
Mhm.
And he wrote a book, Stay Off of My Operating Table.
Yes, yes. I've
It's
heard of it.
great. It's a great book. And I had asked a question. I paid to ask a question so they would actually read it.
Mhm.
And I told him about my CAC score. And Dr. Ovadia said, "Well, you never had one before that. So that's your baseline. They don't typically go down, but you can maintain it.
Mm.
Just have one done in another year." So I did.
Mhm.
I haven't altered the way I eat. I haven't, it went up 500 points.
Really?
And he said that I caught him in a live with Sean White, Intentional Carnivore. And I asked Dr. Ovadia again. I said, "This is what happened." And he said, most often as you grow, as you age, your CAC score will go up 20%.
Mm.
And then I thought, okay, mine went up 10%. So there's that. But again, I freaked out. I will never have another one done. But I look at it, I feel good. And as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
Mhm.
98% of the time, I'll be all right. So,
Yeah, and you look
there's
good,
that. Thank you. I
and
feel good. I
yeah,
really
I can
feel good.
tell
I
you're
don't,
glowing.
it's, that's the lighting.
That's what everybody says. No, that really, you guys are so positive, man. You guys are just you've got so much goodness in you, it's just starting to seep out, Cindy.
Yeah.
And I could just see it from you guys. And
Mhm.
it's just fun, man, because that's what we want to share this with other people's and we want to like them to feel good. And
Mhm.
we almost sound crazy sometimes because people are like, there's no way they could feel like that. And it's like, no, just try maybe 3 days even on keto or ketovore or carnivore. Just try something if you haven't,
Mhm.
try to give yourself a chance to maybe feel like me and Cindy feel.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I can't go anywhere without talking about keto. I don't care where we're at. And my husband, he's actually gotten into it. So he'll start talking, he'll chime right in. He's like, "Oh, yeah." Like, and he'll be off talking to somebody else. "Yeah, my wife lost 100 pounds on keto. You should really try this." And he starts. So it's pretty funny. But I know people probably get tired of hearing it. But
Hey,
hey,
you
it
don't
is
hear
what it is.
we mentioned earlier, you ain't gonna hear this on cable news because
Mhm.
there's no money in keto and carnivore because if you're cutting back on things, they want you to spend more. They want you to buy more soda, buy more chips, buy more cupcakes, like they don't
My
want you
soda,
cutting back.
my soda.
They want you buying more, Cindy. They don't want you cutting
Well,
back,
I'll
girl.
tell you, my cardiologist, when I went last year,
Mm,
right before I had the first CAC test done, they had sent me to one because I had an EKG that came back a little abnormal.
mhm,
So I went to him and he sent me for an echocardiogram, which is an ultrasound of your heart. And it came back normal. Everything was good. But he wanted to put me on a statin. And I said, no.
mm,
And he's like, I said, I used to take one years ago and I couldn't move my arms without having pain.
mm,
And that's what they did to me. And they said, all right, we're going to mark your chart as allergic to statins because that was an adverse effect of the statins.
Okay.
This year, when I went back, my cardiologist is sitting there and he says, "What can I do to get you on a statin?" I said, "First of all, did you not read through my chart where you guys put that I was allergic to statins?"
Yeah, and he wants to get you on one.
Right. And he said, "Okay." He said, and there was no mention of my cholesterol, which, by the way, is fantastic.
He don't want
My
to bring that up, does he?
triglycerides were 39. My HDL was like 86 or no, 79. So the numbers were great. So there was no even mention about my lipid panel. Nothing.
No, he's gonna blow right past that.
Right. So he's sitting there and I said, "Listen," I said, "first of all, it says in my chart I'm allergic to them. Secondly, I told you before that it caused so much pain when I was on them years ago." He said, "What? You don't want to go through this pain?"
No,
And I'm like, "Hell no."
no, we
It
don't
wasn't
want
a
pain. You
no.
crazy?
It wasn't just a no. I looked at him like he had 3 heads. I'm like, "Hell no."
I would have
And
smacked each one of those heads.
oh man, I was like,
Jeez.
and then he just kind of backed off because he knew he wasn't going to get anywhere.
No,
And
he
I'm
kn-
like,
he
"No,
he
no,
met
no, no."
Cindy. That's the problem. She broke through a brick wall. She'd break his ass too. We do have a question, Cindy, for you.
I see
You
this.
don't have any trouble with Diet Pepsi? I'm on day one without Diet Coke because this, the only thing I can tell is keeping my blood sugar elevated. I was drinking all day.
Not at all. Not at all. My glucose, my fasting glucose was like 88. My A1C is 5.1. I have not had any issues with Diet Pepsi, Fountain Diet Coke, nothing
Man, Pepsi's
since
gonna
day
love
one.
you, girl, because they're like, man.
Dr. Barry wouldn't though, because he
Oh,
would
but you know what?
he'd be killing me.
You keep it real though, Cindy. If it doesn't harm your progress,
That's right.
there's no shame in saying it doesn't harm your
Mhm.
progress. That's you. You know, that's your
Yeah.
journey. See, guys, we're on here sharing her story. You know what I'm saying? This is her experience. This is her decisions. This is her life, and she's the only one with this story. So that's why we're sharing her story. You guys, put a question in there for Cindy while I got her here. I'm just trying. Wow, there's so many dang comments, Cindy. Yeah, I'm just, if you could put a Q in front of it because it helps me. While you guys think of a question for Cindy, I am going to bring up your channel
There's
again.
Judy's right there.
Where's
It
Judy?
it doesn't say a Q, but she says, "I haven't tried the Chalk Zero, so I don't know if I should. It may stall me," with a question mark. It could. I Some people have a lot of issues with Chalk Zero. Some people it bothers their blood sugars. It doesn't affect me, nor does it affect my husband.
Brenda
I wish
says
I
it.
could. Chalk Zero made me sick. Not sure what's in it. It's just the sweeteners that's in it, basically.
A lot of good stuff.
Some people have a bad reaction to it as far as their glucose goes. I've never done a CGM. That's the one I was talking about.
Do you think Chalk Zero would stall her?
It could. I mean, everybody's different. So they I it could be what's got me stagnant for a year. But like I said, I would like to lose about 20 more pounds.
But you feel good though, right?
Right. And
Yeah.
so if I don't, I'm okay.
Ready, set, keto. We know too much, can't go back. Yeah,
That's
when
right.
that's what awareness is. It's not like learning something, like 7 times 9 or something, and you'll forget it the first second. You don't need to tell the teacher it, to remember it. But awareness, once you gain an awareness, man, and you're out of that dungeon, that dark dungeon you were in. I don't care if you dropped a shoe down there, man. You're not gonna go back for it.
Hmm.
You're just not gonna go back for it, right, Cindy?
That's
You could
right.
buy 1,000 pair of shoes before you ever go back in that dungeon for that
I would
pair.
never go back totally. Like I said, I will have my off plan things once in a while, like the funnel cake. And, but no, I'll tell you what, here's a funny story. My husband and I went to New Hampshire for a visit to see our kids and grandkids and his parents.
Mm-hmm.
On the way back, we stopped at a hotel and there was a Cracker Barrel right next door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I love cornbread, and I loved their biscuits. And my husband and I looked at each other. It had been a very long time since we had any. I said, let's just get some. Normally, we tell them, please don't bring the bread to the table because I love bread. It's like,
Right.
so we got them. I cut one of each in half and I buttered it. I took a bite of the cornbread, which was my favorite thing. Couldn't do it. I could not. It just didn't taste right.
Hmm.
Same way with the biscuit. And I'm like, all right, they did something different to their ingredients or something. So we go back to the hotel. The next morning, we leave for the last leg home. And we stopped at a Bob Evans. Now, I know they have good biscuits. Same thing happened. I cut
Really?
one in half. I took a bite. I could not eat it. And
Mm.
I was going to come home and make a video. Keto ruined my taste buds.
You think it's like it's like lowered your sugar tolerance or something, and now it just everything
I
tastes
just
off,
think
or
it totally changes your taste. It does. Like when I first started keto, I tried Relight electrolytes, and there's like 600 milligrams of sodium in them,
oh.
and I was like way too salty. I was like, oh heck no. Now I have Element, which
Mm.
is 1,000 milligrams of sodium.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in extra amount of water, but I can tolerate it.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of
So
people are
I mean,
using
it
Element.
totally changes your taste buds. I mean, it's just like, but that was disheartening because I loved those things.
You're funny, Cindy. It's trying to bless you even more. It's like, girl, you
It
well
was definitely for the best because I probably would have sat there and ate all of them that
ate
were
a
at the
bunch of them.
table. So, but
You
yeah, I
know,
was going to do that. I was going to say keto ruined my taste buds.
that is an interesting video though. No
I should do it.
insanity. Hey Cindy, JT, and everyone. Hey insanity. Rick Charger Mopar, the 40-year carnivore. You summed it up. There is no money for big business when you go carnivore. Yeah,
Yeah, big business, big pharma,
that's why
everything.
they won't talk about this on CNN, Fox News, none of them, man, because there's no damn money in keeping you guys healthy and off of the operating table. There's no money for them. There's just no money in it, man. Like there's no money in keeping people healthy. So that's why I'll never shut up about these diets,
Now
or
you had
stop
asked
letting.
me, right? You had asked me about my doctor now.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, we didn't like him.
No.
And then come to find out, he's had success with keto himself. So
Really.
he's never said anything. And I've always been forthcoming with my doctors about what I'm doing. I always say, I'm on keto. This is what I eat. Da, 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 da. And I've never had a problem with any of our doctors.
Hmm.
So I feel bad for the people that do.
What
But
about your grocery bill, Cindy? Do you think you spend more on your new diet
yeah,
or
because
less?
we buy steak.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
My freezers are full. When we bought this house, we had a side by side refrigerator freezer. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it because when you put something in the refrigerator right next to the freezer, it freezes.
Mm-hmm.
So we put it out in the garage and we bought a new one with the freezer at the bottom. Well, both freezers are packed full
Wow.
of meat.
Well, if I'm ever in the area, I know we can stop by and have a steak.
We had a cookout for some of the people that I've met, like Ready Set Keto and
Mm-hmm.
Dawn does keto, which is Dawn and Mike, and my sister Debbie and my nieces and we supplied the meat. We were cooking ribeyes and we were cooking hamburgers and all this, and then they brought a side dish and I made some keto coleslaw and a keto dessert, of course, and it was great. It was a really good time.
What is
But
your favorite cut of meat, Cindy?
probably the New York strip.
The New York strip?
Better than a ribeye.
Do
Yeah.
you
To me.
do you put butter on your New York strip?
Sometimes. Or
I
I'll eat
usually
it
eat
with
mine with a
eggs.
lot of butter, my New York strips.
I'll eat it with eggs.
Oh, okay.
I just saw a thing though. It says the older you get, it's harder. In fact, on my last night's live, they were saying it's harder on you when you increase the amount of fat
Mm-hmm.
as you get older.
Really?
So, um, that could be a part of the reason that I'm sitting here too. That and the chalk zero.
That chalk, you love that, don't you?
I do. It's like
Judy
crazy.
says tea light is way too salty for me too.
Relight, yeah.
Yeah, I never heard
It's
of that one.
it's by Redmond for the
Oh,
Redmond
Redmond's
Real
real salt.
Salt. It's
Okay.
their electrolytes.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. You guys are putting
Think
me
of it
on.
as investing in your health. Yes.
Yeah, it is, man. It really is. It's investing in your everything, your spiritual, mental, and physical health. I swear all three
Mhm.
of them are just gonna be singing and vibrating. What do you think, Cindy?
I
All three of those?
you're so right. My husband, he went through a bout of depression
Mm,
before he started keto. He had fallen back in 2018, had to retire from his job early, uh, and that he loved, and he didn't want to leave it. And he would go sit out in our side yard with the dog and just sit there. And he's not one to communicate a lot, so he
bottles
wouldn't
it up.
talk to me about what's going on or how he was
Mhm.
feeling. But since, I mean, this has just come out since he started eating different, and he'll tell people. He said, I was so depressed, and within weeks, I had my energy back. I felt like doing more things.
Yeah.
He said it was incredible. And that was, I'm like, that was, that was itself a success for him. It was
Yeah.
like, because he's always been a go, go, go person. His metabolism is like boom, boom, boom,
Yeah, and then
always.
to be depressed, it's like not you. It's you're not in the
Well,
normal vibration.
when he fell, it was a bad fall. He had fallen 10 feet
Mm,
and he broke his right heel, his left ankle, and his left wrist.
dear God.
And he couldn't put any weight on his right foot. His left ankle was also broken. And it was a trying 3 months before he could put any weight on it. So that in itself, and having to leave his job and, it was a real struggle for him. But
How's he
he's
doing now on his new diet?
he's his great old self.
That's
He's
awesome.
always doing something.
And that
And
probably
yeah.
makes you real happy inside,
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
it?
He's my why.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it
So,
just it
you
makes
know,
fills you with joy when I get filled with joy hearing your story, seeing all these other people like just
mhm,
y- why do you want to see people, why would anybody want to see someone not feel good, so it's just like it boggles my mind these companies that just take profit over people. It's just
right.
B Dog says, "Hey y'all, how you doing, B Dog?" B Dog. True. Oh, B Dog, he says he likes the ribeye. Yeah, everybody's got. I like knowing what people, what their favorite cut of meat is. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Back up some. There's a question from Brenda. Did you get a
Sure.
room at the Gold House for KPL? I sure
Oh, there we
did.
go. Sorry about that, Brenda.
That's okay. I surely did. I booked
That's
two
cool.
rooms, one for me and my husband, and one for my sister and my niece.
Wow,
Yes.
making it happen.
Oh, that thing is so much fun. Thank you, Judy.
Yeah, yeah. Her husband, he sounds like he's doing way better. Everybody sounds like they're doing better, whether they're doing keto, ketovore, or carnivore.
Mhm.
And for me, I just want to see people doing better. You know what I'm saying? And this just doesn't really get talked about, these diets, man. They just don't. Like I said, there's no money in it, and they'd rather see you guys sick, and it disgusts me. So I'm never gonna shut up about it. I hope you never shut up about it
No,
either, Cindy.
no. That's what I said. We don't go anywhere without talking about it.
I got my shirt, and it kind of helps start conversations, because you'd hate to walk up to someone who looks like they could use your advice, but they might be feeling very insecure about where they're at, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying?
I
But you want to hug them and say, like, I love you, and I want to help you. I could, but it's
yeah.
just tough. It's like, how do you go about it without hurting someone's feelings who may be very insecure at that moment in time?
I could tell a story, but I don't know if they go follow me or not on, and I can't because they're our neighbors. I can't do it.
You're funny, Cindy.
It was so crazy.
Going to be a blast.
Yes, Keto Palooza. That is the most fun convention.
Really? Yeah, I've
Ke-
been hearing about KetoCon too.
KetoCon was okay. We did go to that in Austin.
Hmm.
It was all right. It was much bigger. Um, too much going on. You know,
Yeah.
like they have the main stage and then they have other areas on in the upstairs, and trying to decide who to listen to
Where to
was
go.
like it was crazy because if they had two really good topics going on at the same time, it was crazy.
Well, I
But
want to pull your
it was
channel up
fun.
one more last time here before we sign off here. You guys, make sure you go subscribe to Cindy's channel, okay? Before we wrap up the interview here. She is on her way to 1,000 subscribers. I know she's going to get there because she's a beacon of light. She's just out here shining in a dark world, and she's telling her story, and people are gravitating towards her. So make sure you do the same thing. Subscribe and keep track of Cindy because she's making moves, man. She's at the gym. She's doing things, man. She's on her live streams. What are some plans? You got some more live streams coming up that people could watch of you, Cindy?
Yes, we have one every Friday, and next Friday is we're going to have Hope and Andy from Mission Keto on. The following Friday, we're going to have Neely from Indigo Neely, and I think the 22nd we have Amber and Dan from Amber and Dan's Carnivore Life.
I love them. I had them on my channel too. I love them.
Yes, and the 29th we're going to have Dr. Tony Hampton on.
Wow.
That's going to be
Yeah.
exciting.
He's
Yes.
awesome.
I mean, they're all great.
Hmm.
Last night's was fantastic with Harry and Wendy from Loving It on Keto.
Shout
So
out
if
to
you
you
guys didn't
guys.
see it, watch it. It was good. It
Yeah.
was
And like
good.
I always say, my coach would always tell me, and I'd like to tell everybody else, the first law of learning is repetition. So I tell people to replay this and get all the good information that me and Cindy were talking about here. And
Mhm.
there's value in Cindy and there's value in her story. So replay
Thank
it
you.
and listen to her because she's here for a reason. She's still alive. She's doing great. She's thriving and she's sharing her story for a reason. She could just be running around having a great time and not taking the time to share this just vital information to anybody, but she's out here, she's sharing, and like I say, you're a beacon of light. You really are, and
Thank you.
because there's a lot of people being kept in the dark with a lot of things, and we got to keep
Mhm.
shining our light and come together. Whether it's keto, ketovore, carnivore, doesn't matter as long as you're for seeing people rise up, out of the ashes like a phoenix and do better and be the best they can be. Then I'm all for supporting it, and I'm sure you are too, right, Cindy?
Oh yeah,
Right.
definitely. It's
Well,
I'm looking at everybody's good nights. RSK said, "Night all. Cindy, you and Brian are such an inspiration. Love you guys."
yes, you guys. I had fun with you, Cindy. This was very fun, and the time went by fast. We even went overtime. I mean, I just have a great time with you. You're fun
Thank you.
energy, and you.
It's quick. It's like
Mm,
I said, we did an impromptu live on Wednesday night, this past Wednesday. Sana and I did, and it ran over 2 hours. And before we know it, it was like, what?
mm-hmm. Yeah, it goes
It was
fast,
fun.
and it's fun having good company, and you know I'm having so much fun doing these interviews because I get to meet people like you, Cindy. I really,
Thank
and
you.
then all the people too that are into this. Like we need to support each other while we're alive. While we can talk to each other, and that's the so cool thing. I had a near death experience, Cindy, and I'm telling you, man, life is so beautiful. It's so cool. Like you can live anywhere, go anywhere. There's different climates. You can subscribe to all these
Mhm.
different people's channels. You
Yeah,
get to connect with them. It's just how could you not like this experience? Or
right.
and be grateful for everything that's going on.
My
Even
husband
though,
laughs at me because I spend so much time on YouTube.
but you're
Watch.
you're having fun, and that's what it's about, right?
But he's sitting there today when we were at lunch and he's talking about things that Dr. Barry has talked about. I said, "See, you pretend you're not listening." He
He's
said,
listening.
"I'm listening."
He's listening. And I hope you guys are listening out there because Cindy's got a great story and she's a great person. And I
Thank
appreciate you
you very
coming on.
much.
But
Thank
you
you for
guys,
having me.
yes, no problem. That was this episode of Chatting with Carnivores. You guys, there's a lot more other episodes, a lot more stories. Check them all out and enjoy them. And are you going to come back on for an update?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Anytime.
You guys got her word. She's willing to come back to Chatting with Carnivores. That means a lot to me. But you guys, we're signing off. I'm going to do my duck face as I'm out, okay? See you guys.